High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
Oh, back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
High Plains Technology Center, education at the speed of business. School is now in session.
Good morning. This is Katie Shirley, Marketing Director with High Plains Technology Center. Today I have guests with me from the Practical Nursing Program. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'll let you just take a turn, introduce who you are and your title, and then we'll go from there.
I'm Mickey McDonald. I am the LPN Director.
I'm Vanessa Van Zee, and I am one of the PN faculty.
I am Marissa, and I am an SPN student.
Okay, so Mickey, for listeners who are not familiar with our LPN program, give us kind of an overview about the program and who it's designed for and all of that.
Okay, yeah. So a lot of times people don't know LPN is Licensed Practical Nurse. And it's a very fast-paced, really good program. It's a 10-month program, and you'll be licensed in the state after you take it's called the NCLEX, and it's a large exam. Who it's designed for? Gosh, everyone. Mm-hmm. Everyone. We've had students that are 18 all the way up to 70.
Yeah.
So it is all-encompassing. It is for
female,
female, and it's for anyone that has a heart for people,
yes.
for nursing, for serving. Exactly. You have to love people and love caring for people. That's all you really need in a drive.
Yep. I love it. So why is practical nursing continuing to be such a strong and in-demand career path in our region?
So some of that is people like me, the older generation. We are retiring. Mm-hmm. And they are not having enough people to fill those slots. Not enough people are coming into nursing.
Are we still feeling that is the baby boomers that are at that age now that are needing?
That is correct.
Yeah.
We are living longer, which is great. Yeah. But on that, you need a lot more people to care for, and not so many people are coming into our field. It's a difficult field. Yeah. And I think COVID kind of highlighted that.
Yeah.
For people some are more scared, but now we're educated and we understand how to handle some of those things. But so it really is for everyone, but the need is there. And with the need, the good thing about that is job opportunities, and we are the number 2 or 3 in the nation.
Yeah, in the Bureau of Labor
that
statistic, the outlook of the top demanding careers.
Yes.
So before we go too much further, I did want Vanessa and Mickey to give us a little bit about your background in the health field before coming to High Plains.
I graduated from High Plains back in 2007. Ms. McDonald was my instructor at the time.
Very cool.
I was an LPN up until 2015, and I obtained my RN in 2015. I've worked in the local hospitals here. I've worked in med-surg, ICU, and OR. And then I found an opportunity here to help teach. I feel like it's a calling, and I'm very fortunate for this opportunity.
Awesome. Well, we've loved having you. And Mickey?
Yeah, so I'm one of the dinosaurs. So actually, I graduated with an associate degree in nursing, which is it's a 2-year RN. So with doing that, we could test out. Mm-hmm. So I worked as an LPN just to make money during that time. And then, of course, I went and got my bachelor's. And now as a director, you have to get your master's. So I have my master's as well. I started on Med-Surg Hospital, which I feel everybody kind of needs to. It's where you really dig in and learn your skills and how to care for people. And then I moved to Woodward, and then I started working in OR, became assistant manager there for about 9 years total. And then I've been at the tech this will be the beginning of my 21st year.
So let's talk about right now, applications are actually open for the next school year's class. So that class starts in August, usually very early August. So August, do we know the
it's
date
usually
yet?
the first week of August. We have something that we have to go to, August Summit, and it's for career tech employees. And it's usually that following Thursday or Friday. So we don't have the exact date yet, but it is like the first week of August.
And so anyone that may be interested in applying definitely needs to start now at meeting the prerequisites. Let's talk a little bit about what that is. So if someone's wanting to apply, what do they need to do in plenty of time by that June 2nd deadline.
Yes, so we call them advanced standing, and it is a medical terminology. And there's actually links on the website. It is not High Plains, but there is a link. We also have that if you're in health careers, you can do that as well. Also, long-term nurse aide, or some people hear it as CNA. That is also a advanced standing course, and your BLS, which is your life support, basic life support, but it's for healthcare workers and not lay.
Yep.
So those are the 3 advanced standing courses that you have to have.
And we offer the CNA course on, so you can also find those classes coming up on our website.
Correct. The CNA, and I should say the ACT, and I apologize for that. It's how you get into the program. You have to have a 17 composite or a 17 in math and a 17 in reading. So we give you 2 ways to get in for that interview process anyway, and all of that is offered at High Plains.
Okay. So you'll definitely want to go to our website, go to the practical nursing page and study through all that. And if you have any questions, you can just call us. The number's all on there. And then, like she said, there's an interview also, and you got to meet all that criteria to get into the program. So it definitely is just a accomplishment to get into accepted into the program. So Vanessa, what are some of the qualities or habits that you've seen in students who are the most successful in the program?
Mickey had said the drive. If the drive is there, if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, it definitely takes some perseverance, right?
Yes. And I always tell the students, this is temporary. So know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's temporary and it's doable. They just have to have the drive and keep persevering and know that the end goal is coming.
Yeah. So what about someone who is feeling nervous about returning to school or balancing family and, say, a job? What encouragement would you give them?
No one can take your education away.
Yeah.
That's one thing that someone cannot take that from you. So if you worked hard and accomplish, that's something you'll have. You'll have it forever.
Yeah.
And is it easy? No. But anything worth having doesn't come easy. So the cliches on that. So
I'd say for sure that your guys' graduation is one that just always brings me to tears, seeing the moms and the ones who have juggled, even the ones without children, just juggling work and family and maybe whatever happens in their life during that year, and seeing the support. I would say, our family at work, we are a family, and then your students, they become a family together, and cheer one another on. You can tell that camaraderie, and then even their support groups that help them get to that finish line of like, we did it, because it definitely takes a village. And so I think people coming in to have those people get ready to help a little bit.
Yes.
So tell us what a typical day looks like for a student, maybe at the beginning of the year, and then kind of where you're at now getting into clinicals.
Yeah. Our day starts from 8 to 4:30. Lunch is between 11:30 to 12:30. And my co-instructor, Nikki Foster, we split the day. One will teach in the morning and one will teach in the afternoon. And we flop on the week. So one will be morning one week and one will be afternoon. We each try to give the students a power hour or a free hour. This is a time for them to work on anything to study for, or if they have their EAQs that they need to work on that's due later. This gives them time, or even come to the other faculty if they have questions or if they need help. This is a time for them to reach out to the other faculty if they need to during that time.
Okay. And then when you get into clinicals, what does that look like?
Each clinical site has their different time, but anywhere from 6:45 to 3 or 8 to 5 clinic work. It just depends, and we're all separated. They go into different clinics, hospitals. The faculty will have a couple students with them, and they'll all do a rotation. Miss McDonald's really good about splitting that up for us, so each student will have their time with each faculty on Med-Surg.
So let's talk about our 100% NCLEX pass rate that we've had 3 years in a row. And Mickey, just kind of explain what sets our program apart from the others when it comes to instruction and student support.
I would say, of course, the faculty. Lots of hands-on. I think the one thing that makes us successful is we do a whole lot of clinical and we do a lot of one-on-one with faculty and the students. So they are not going to, they'll never leave us, like IV starts and injections and things like that. They have practiced hours and hours and hours and quote unquote perfected it before they go into the clinical site. So I think our clinical experience, our relationships with the clinical sites is another thing. A lot of these people that are preceptors, quote unquote, are the ones that go, let's say they're not with a faculty member, they're former students, all the way from LPNs to RN to nurse practitioners, and they are vested in nurses. They've been there, done that, and that I think also is another layer of the reason we're successful in our program.
Yeah, and we definitely appreciate all of those.
I want to piggyback with our director here, Miss McDonald. She does hands-on with our students. I don't know how many programs out there.
Yeah,
she gets in there and she helps each student with their skills. So she helps them perfect. So they have 3 that they can go to.
So that passion starting from the top of just to help them do their best and succeed. So Marissa, let's ask you a few questions now. So Marissa actually came to High Plains in high school, right? What program were you in?
Yes, I was in health careers.
Okay. So her junior and senior year, she came to health careers. And did you come into LPN right after that? Or were you, did you take a little gap between school to LPN?
So I did take a year off. I wasn't for sure what I was really wanting to do. So I got a job at our local hospital here, and that kind of led me into the LPN program.
Yeah. Okay. So what has inspired you personally to pursue nursing? And then you kind of mentioned you went to the hospital and decided LPN was the next step. But what's drawn you to nursing in general?
So my dad had an accident about 12 years ago. And honestly, seeing the support of the nurses with my family members truly made me want to have a heart for other people.
Yeah. Those kind of stories, I think those do lead to the best nurses because it's impacted their life personally. And now they want to go and kind of to get to be that person to give back and serve like that. So what has surprised you most about the program, academically or personally?
Honestly, it's been a very fast program, but throughout the whole entire program, I've never felt behind. My instructors have always made sure that I have the knowledge for the test coming up, or if I'm unsure about something, they'll talk through anything that I have questions over with. And personally, I feel like I have gone pretty far, surprisingly.
That's awesome. So you don't ever feel too overwhelmed or underwater, you can't catch your breath or catch up because you've just got that support of we're here, you're on track, you're doing good. Yeah. So if someone listening today is considering the HPTC LPN program but isn't sure if they should decide to, what would you tell them to encourage them to take the step?
If you feel like your heart's in the right place and this is absolutely what you want to do, I think that they should most definitely dive in. You'll never know what you're getting yourself into until you just jump in head first. And honestly, it's crazy how far this program has taken me already.
Yeah. What are your plans after High Plains?
I am planning on continuing to work at the hospital here in town and maybe one day going back to school, but that's undecided at this moment.
So kind of transitioning from that, Mickey, there's the new articulation agreement with higher education. So say if Marissa wanted to do her RN down the road, kind of explain what this new articulation agreement means.
Yeah, this is extremely exciting. Governor Stitt had signed this in, and it started July of 2026. So the articulation agreement is with all bachelor's prepared programs. So that is a 4-year RN. This does not apply to the associate ADM programs, but your bachelor degrees in the state, we're talking OSU, OU, SWASU, Northwestern, all of those programs give us 22 hours of nursing hours, which is incredible.
Yeah.
So that also shows you the importance of the LPN, and we are acknowledged and the validity, that our program does good things, and we create very good nurses.
Yeah.
So with that articulation agreement, you would go there, and they will automatically give you that 22 hours.
So Marissa, if she decides Northwestern down the road, she's already got that 22 nursing hours built in place. That is incredible. That really is a big deal. So anything to wrap up that any of you would want to share about just the LPN program or an encouragement to those listening? Or
I think I would just say, and Marissa touched on this, take the leap.
Yeah.
if you don't believe in yourself, come in my office and I will believe in you.
Yeah.
And that goes for all of the faculty. You think you can't when you can, if you're determined and have drive and some discipline. And we help with that because some of these guys have been out a long time and not used to studying and not used to that discipline and how that looks. We have Abby Wasson and Dollar Borden. They're in the academic center. They go down there. They can teach you or help you learn how to navigate chapters and summaries and how to study, basically. And that's what I would encourage you. Just jump in. Do what you got to do.
And also, we didn't really mention there's financial help too, right?
Correct. There's a lot of scholarships that are offered, but you have to apply
Yeah.
to get that. There's money to come. And also, I'm just going to brag on our facilities. They offer scholarships as well. Now, it may be something as in they pay for your school and you give a year. And I don't know the timeline, actually. But you give so much time to them, and then you can come for free, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And that is an amazing opportunity that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah. Okay. So if anybody has questions, we are always open to you coming to visit the program, take a little tour, talk to our guidance counselor. Also, the website just has a lot of information. And if you don't follow us on social media, I would say go follow us. We're pretty much everywhere you can find, and you'll learn kind of the day-to-day happenings in the programs too. So you'll get a good picture of a day in the life of a student. So, all right. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.